As we head into Stand and Deliver, we probably had one of my favorite episodes of NXT recently in New York City, and although there's a few things that honestly I feel kinda iffy about, for the most part, this show was an absolute banger. So starting off tonight, we had OTM and Mike Santana teaming up against Dark State. You know, OTM and Mike Santana, they're the new LAX in my mind. I mean, it just fits so perfectly. They have so much chemistry, and they fit so well. Plus, you know, Mike Santana is currently feuding with the System and TNA. He might need some backup, you know. I think there are two guys who are called out the mud that might be useful for him, you know? You see what I'm going with this? Regardless, this was an amazing match to start off tonight's episode, and Mike Santana and OTM winning was the right result. I mean, I don't know what you do with Darkseid anymore at this point. I don't see where you go with them. I like most of the members individually, but as a faction, I just have no clue what to do with them anymore. But OTM, you know, they've really, ever since returning to NXT recently, have been my favorite tag team, one of my favorite acts on NXT in general. So whenever I see them and whenever I see them pick up a victory, you know it's just a good day for me. Moving on to the NXT North American Championship, Miles Bourne is sitting backstage. He's being interviewed, asked about his upcoming match against Johnny Gargano, and Johnny Gargano then interrupts. Johnny Gargano sends Vic Joseph away and he takes his place sitting down, saying that, you know, Miles Bourne better hope he does not find Johnny wrestling inside of him, because if he does, he's going to stand and deliver and take that North American Championship, show Miles Bourne and NXT what a true North American champion looks like. I don't know how I feel about this. I've been really enjoying Johnny Gargano's, what would you call it, a poor gimmick, a hopeless gimmick, whatever it is. I've been really enjoying it. I found it very entertaining, and as much as I like Johnny wrestling, I want to see a great match between him and Miles Bourne. I just don't think we should cancel this gimmick anymore. It's the best thing that he's ever had while on the main roster, or at least the thing that's gotten him most over. And as I said, I've been really enjoying it, so I want to see this match. I hope it happens. Hopefully it's just not a return to form for Johnny wrestling, and then after this match Miles Bourne retains and we can keep going on with Johnny Gargano's current gimmick, if that makes any sense. Although I guess this might be a pretty unpopular opinion to the people who like pure wrestling. Also, apparently Dark State are going to attack someone at Stand and Deliver. They want to make their presence known. Guys, we know your presence and we don't want your presence. You know, please don't ruin what's looking like a great show with your presence, please. Then we also have the finals of the tag team tournament as Los Americanos goes up against Birthright, and surprise surprise, Los Americanos are your winners. Like, not at all who I was expecting to win at the start of this tournament, but honestly I'm so happy they won. They're such an over tag team and they're so fun to watch. Like, who would have thought that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate needed to be masked luchadors to get over in wrestling? Like, that's so weird to think about. Regardless, it makes the most sense. You want a babyface tag team to go up against the Vanity Project, so it makes complete sense in my mind. I'm also very excited for this match. I know Vanity Project have to retain, but you know, I'm still gonna root. I don't know who I'm gonna root for, you know, because like Vanity Project are like my guys. They're the people I'm really pushing for. I love Jackson Drake, I love Swipe Right, but I also love Los Americanos, so I'm gonna be quite torn during this match. But you know, I am still supporting the Swipe Right agenda. You know, they have to win because I believe this faction has so much potential to be something major. I am very excited for this match though. Talking about Vanity Project, backstage they offered to escort Blake Monroe to the ring or to her locker room just in case Tatum Paxley tries to attack her. I just love this. She declines, but I love this. It's just so Jackson Drake and Vanity Project to do something like this. And I love that we're continuing the fact that, you know, they're thirsting after Blake Monroe. It's just a funny little thing that I really enjoy as part of the show. But since we're already talking about Blake Monroe, we might as well talk about the promo segment between her and Tatum Paxley. This was so good. I know I haven't talked much about this feud on my channel in the past few weeks, and the main reason for that was it was just a bunch of backstage segments. I really wanted to see them interact in the ring more because that's how I judge how I enjoy feuds, and this was great. Both women have so much natural charisma. It's just insane, and this promo again was just so good. Tatum Paxley obviously wants her championship back, but Blake Monroe manages to escape this segment while still holding the belt once again. So I don't know who I want to win. Honestly, I think I want to see both women go to the main roster. Obviously, we're gearing up to send a lot of women to the main roster, probably after Stand and Deliver, hopefully, because like I definitely think a lot of girls here need to get called up already. And I think both Tatum Paxley and Blake Monroe kind of fit that mold. So hopefully whoever loses this match, who doesn't win the championship, gets called up to the main roster. I can see Tatum Paxley doing some great stuff on the main roster and bringing some much needed character work to a place like SmackDown. Following this, we had Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan in a really solid match. Kalani Jordan is just the GOAT. You guys know my feelings about her now. She did lose, but like, we give her a break. It was an off night. Kalani Jordan had an off night and she lost. It's fine, you know, give her a break. She did get her lick back later on after the match though, because backstage she's just seen beating the shit out of Jada Parker. So this feud is clearly going on and good, you know. We can't have Kalani Jordan just losing like that, right? Jada Parker very obviously cheated. I'm not even biased. We just know Jada Parker has a history of cheating. Kalani Jordan has always been a nice person, so she would never lose or cheat or do anything mean without justification. Now, a match that I didn't particularly like. Keanu Carver versus Jasper Troy. Like, you guys know I was very hyped about this match. I was very invested in this feud. This match was just not it. It wasn't as long as I wanted it to be. It wasn't as brutal as I wanted it to be. And Josh Briggs being the special guest referee just kind of flew the whole flow off the thing. Now, he attacked Jasper Troy, which caused Jasper Troy to lose the match. And then afterwards, he attacked Keanu Carver too. And backstage, we all revealed that this is setting up a triple threat match. Why? Josh Briggs has nothing to do with this feud. This feud can be personal enough with just Jasper Troy and Keanu Carver. Josh Briggs has nothing to do here. It feels like what they're doing with Tony D'Angelo, where Tony D'Angelo doesn't need to be in the main event feud. This is the exact same thing. Like, I like Josh Briggs. I want the guy to succeed. I see potential in him. But just let Jasper Troy and Keanu Carver play their own feud out, man. Let them have their own thing. I'm excited for the triple threat match, but I just wish we didn't have it. I hope we can still see this feud continue. I hope we can still see Jasper Troy and Keanu Carver have a solid program with each other with a solid one-on-one match. I just think like they're trying to protect both guys, and Josh Briggs is just their way of saying, hey, you know, here, someone else can take the pin, so neither of you guys have to lose clean. Anyway, talking about Joe Henry, Tony D'Angelo, Ethan Page, and Ricky Sainz, since I just mentioned them, they have a massive contract signing. And you know, I'm just gonna gloss over this real quick because it was your traditional contract signing. Joe Henry was trying to sow division between Ricky Sainz and Ethan Page, and it kind of worked. Eventually, Tony D'Angelo was like, Robert Stone, you know, all the contracts are signed, get out of the ring because you know what's gonna happen, and everybody just started brawling. So I'm very excited for this match. I still don't think Tony D'Angelo needs to be in this. A part of me really hopes that both Ricky Sainz and Ethan Page become world champion. Like, they both double pin Joe Henry and Tony D'Angelo, and we see both of them become world champions. I don't know why, I just think that could be very entertaining and very sports entertainment-ish. I want to see that. I know I don't want Joe Henry's reign to end, but like, hell, have him win the championship back later and be a two-time NXT champion. Give me Ricky Sainz and Ethan Page as double champions. Also, it is announced that Ilya LaFleur will be out for at least 6 months, so he's not going to be here anytime soon, which sucks. It's really unfortunate for him. But on the other hand, we do have a match set up for the pre-show of Stand and Deliver, which will be Shiloh Hill, Eli Knight, Hank and Tank, and Ren Sinclair going up against the entirety of Birthright. Not a match I would traditionally care about, but it's a bunch of fun gimmicks and a bunch of characters I really like. You know, I might watch this pre-show or the lead-up show, whatever they called it, I forgot. But now it is the time for the main event, and what a match this was. Lola Vice versus Kendal Gray was such a fantastic match. Really go check this out. Honestly, the entire show, all the matches tonight were good. Even Jasper Troy and Keanu Carver was, you know, it was good for the few minutes it lasted. But this match, this main event match, banger. I love both women in this match. You guys know I have high praise for Lola Vice, and I really like Kendal Gray too. So it was a fantastic match. Both women put it all out there. And at the end, Kendal Gray technically won with a pinfall, but she was also in a submission during the pinfall, so she was tapping, but the referee didn't see that, but a referee from the outside came in to see that. So a whole messy thing, probably meaning we're gonna get a triple threat match at Stand and Deliver, which makes me wonder what the point is. So Lola Vice is probably going to be taking a pin from either Jacy Jayne or Kendal Gray, unless, you know, they're throwing out a swerve and Lola Vice wins the championship, which, like, hell yes, if anybody needs to win that championship in that match, it's Lola Vice. Love you, Kendal Gray, but let's give Lola Vice her time. But it just feels like she's in there so that Jacy Jayne doesn't have to lose clean, or she can once again lose her championship without it being her own fault, Or, maybe they just don't want Kendal to win the championship yet, and it's this easiest way to say, hey, Jacy Jayne, pin Lola Vice, Kendal Gray, stay strong. I don't know, I can see all three women winning this match. Once again, I'm never betting against Jacy Jayne ever again, but I can also see Kendal Gray winning, and as a personal fan, I want to see Lola Vice win, so I could see it going all three ways. But this match better be the main event of Stand and Deliver. I know it's probably going to be Joe Henry and the Fatal 4-Way match, but let's be honest, the women deserve the main event for Stand and Deliver, absolutely. And that was NXT for tonight. If I have to give tonight's show rating, I'd say tonight was an honestly great 10 out of 10 show. Whenever NXT has a live crowd, man, it's so much better. I think NXT needs to have a live show every third show. Like, you can have 2 shows at the Performance Center, but after that, the third show, that needs to be somewhere on the road. You can have 2 at the Performance Center again, 2 on the road, right? I like the Performance Center, but damn, live crowds for NXT just makes the show feel so much better, so much more alive, so much cooler. I really think we need that more. That's definitely the one thing I would tell NXT to do now. Go on more road shows. But aside from that, again, a 10 out of 10 show. The show was just fantastic from start to finish. NXT, by far the greatest weekly wrestling show there is right now. And if you like this review, please consider joining the channel. I cover NXT, TNA, Evolve, and AAA every single week. So if that's your thing, you should leave a like and subscribe. I also have a podcast with POWF where we sit and talk about Evolve for about 2 hours. It's really fun. It's every Thursday. So if that's your thing too, leave a like, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.